All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It's Friday night. That means it's time for the weekly wrap up here on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that follow, hit that subscribe. Let's rock out, y'all.
Welcome to the Urban Conservative Podcast, where we do not believe that avocado toast can save the planet or the world will end, because cars use gasoline. You won't hear that Wi-Fi is a basic human right, or that billionaires are secretly supervillains. Here, we do not believe that electric cars run on hopes and dreams. You also won't hear that anyone who disagrees with us is a fascist, or that socialism will make everyone rich. You won't be gender affirmed or offered any opportunity to share your preferred pronouns. If this causes you any discomfort, please rest assured that we couldn't possibly care less. For everyone else, thank you, and please stand by.
My fellow Americans, it's time for the Urban Conservative Podcast. This is without a doubt the best podcast on the internet. It's about to go down here on the Urban Conservative.
3, 2, 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. It is Friday night. Therefore, it is time for the weekly wrap up here on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Yours truly, Abdul Ali in the flesh, rocking with you. Got my twin brother from the same mother, no other, Raheem Architect Soto, who's out on the road. So he's in via voice with us this Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, as you see on your screen, we want to get the shameless plug out the way at the beginning. My twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto, is running for Suffolk County Legislative District 2, looking for real leadership, real solutions for the East End of Long Island. You can visit SuffolkForSoto.com to support my brother's campaign.
No. Soto for Suffolk. You said it backwards.
That's what I said.
No, you
I
said
didn't.
Suffolk for Soto. You did. I'm telling you did.
Okay, if I did, so
close
what?
enough.
If I
close enough. Go ahead.
Y'all go ahead. Go to the website. Go to the website. No, but all jokes aside, it is a time that the legislative district in Suffolk County, LD2, has some real representation, somebody that has the ability to bring resources back to the second legislative district, focus on affordable housing, solving the opioid epidemic, and working to make the legislative district 2 the safest place in Suffolk County. So again, that is SotoForSuffolk.com to support my twin brother, Raheem Architect Soto, who is running for, I got to take the architect out. I got to take that out, bro.
I feel like you do, but at the same time, I feel like you don't, because it's who I am. You know, I'm not ashamed that I have a hip hop legacy or career. I'm not ashamed of that.
Facts. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give a big shout out. I am saddened. It is bittersweet to see that our good friend of the show, sponsor of our platform here, Senator Paul Newton, has retired from the North Carolina Senate. I was actually one of the last people to meet with him in his office as a state senator, was honored to spend some time with him, but he has done amazing things for the state of North Carolina, done amazing things for Cabarrus County. I would be remiss if I did not send a big shout out to our good friend, State Senator Paul Newton. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the weekly wrap up. This week, again with us, we have friend of the show, policy analyst, educational advocate, CEO of Interbank Strategies in the building with us, Dennis English. Welcome back to the Urban Conservative, brother.
What's up?
Everything good. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Ali,
Dennis, how was your week, man? Yeah.
Hold on, Raheem.
I gotta get the Jamaican sound effect noise thing. I keep saying that. Yo, you know what I'm talking about, Dennis? The thing that used to make all the noise, like the wee.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey,
look, that was back in the day when you were in the club, man.
I need that.
Detail though.
Look, so ladies and gentlemen, real quick, Dennis, how was your week, man? I know I missed you at the legislature. I was going out, you were coming in. Busy days up there at the legislature.
I felt like I was in Washington, D.C., man. You know, when you on the Capitol, and you know how it gets backed up with security, bro. And then I got my good senator friend. She's moving and I'm moving. We trying to get to the meeting, And I look up and I got to go stand in the county line.
She got the senator pin on and
She got-
breezes right
Man,
through.
she just dashed to the straight up boom. And I'm
Oh,
over
man.
here standing there behind. I'm like, oh man. I said, what, I mean, just a long line of Democrats mad. I'm like, come on, can we just maybe separate these lines based on party?
Wow,
So
ladies and gentlemen, whoa.
yeah, it
Go
was
ahead,
tough. It
Dennis.
was tough getting in the General Assembly, but you know what? It is what it is. It's all about safety, security these days.
Yeah.
We're looking just like Capitol Hill, but I got in. I called you, and you had already dipped out. What, a minute or two before? So it's all good.
Literally, when you called me, I was out the door. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit about what Dennis was working on, catching up at the General Assembly here in North Carolina. But this week has been a crazy, absolutely bananas week. Where
Yo,
I'm going to start out,
Can we
yeah,
start with
go
the
ahead.
cup of coffee? Can we start with the cup of coffee? Can we get that
Y'all
out
want
the
to?
way? Because I mean, people been asking, you know what I mean? And I gotta say, shout out to everybody that's been on our page. It's been going absolutely nuts. But I think we get the cup of coffee out before we get to all the serious business. We put up a post earlier this week and we said, caption this, the funniest caption gets a free cup of coffee from the place of your choice, be it Starbucks, your local coffee place, wherever it is. We will get you a cup of coffee. So let's go through some of these comments and see what we got and see who got the
All
funniest.
right. So the picture, as you see, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just a listener and not a watcher, it is a picture of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. First comment, Matt Giuliano, you hate me because you love me. That's pretty good. Greg Zent, 2 for 1 Bud Light until 6, senor. Ooh. Don't judge her for her disability. She's paralyzed from the neck up. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one, Marco.
Definitely a
Tom
contender.
Tom Geese or Tom Gase Sr. I use a teeth brush. Oh, okay. All right. And then this next one, James Hayden says, hello, I'm Mrs. Ed. And then Billy Todd says, it's a Mr. Ed reboot. Oh, that's good. That's good. Kelly Frank got these teeth straight from the horse's mouth. Oh, the pagan conservatives.
That's a contender.
Got these teeth straight from the horse's mouth as a contender. Okay. Pagan conservative got, I pooped today. I don't know, man. Chris Cartonia, pour my beer. Sheila Rue, I farted and nobody knows. That's a contender right now. She can go back to bartending. Wah, wah, wah. Not a good one. Looks like a lot lizard to me, said Johnny Ram.
Yo, that's my vote right there because of the word lot lizard in a sentence.
Sean Butcher says, hold on. I forgot my lines. Glenn Flanders, make it a double. By the way, what time do you get off? Oh, that's tough. Hello, Queens. I just got back from the dentist and I love you so much. Ooh. All right. Jason Messer says, wears a dress to a function that says tax the rich, made over 10 million on one media deal, and didn't send her excess money to the IRS. Not funny, but true. I just heard that people with big teeth have the highest IQ. Nancy Bryce, I like this one. I'm not an idiot, but I play one on TV. Oh my God. Eric Couple, who said I couldn't chew gum and breathe? All right, top contender right here. Richard Zhu says, my IQ test came back negative. Life is good. Oh, I identify as a donkey. Can you hear me? Hee-haw. Wow, that's rough.
Whoa.
Double Corvo, please. Okay, Frank Morris, I got you. Silent Billy. Andy Peacock says, I'm gonna beat Vance. It's the same. Oh, goodness. From Mark Belks, living proof that Mr. Ed fathers offspring. Doug Swift says, last call for alcohol. Brian Mousehart, a bartender is a terrible thing to waste. I like that.
Another contender.
Yeah. Aaron Mailcoat says, are you kidding me? Dwight Swopes, just give a minute or to think, or maybe 10 minutes. All right, here we go. I can eat corn on the cob through a picket fence. I'm done.
Winner.
Oh, we got some more. I've seen smaller mouse on a mule. Oh my God.
Yeah, corn
This
through the
actually
picket fence.
corn through the picket fence. Hold on. Let me see who that is. Rick
Or
Asmore. We're
or
gonna.
lot lizard. For me, my vote is lot lizard or picket fence.
All right, Dennis, what you got? Lot lizard or picket fence?
Yeah, that picket fence was pretty rough.
All right, my vote doesn't matter. So we're going to reach out. Ding, 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 ding. Rick Ashmore. We're going to be sending you a message to buy you a cup of coffee of your choosing where you would like to have a cup of coffee. Shouts out to Rick Ashmore and everybody else that chimed in on that challenge. Shouts out to Jessica Owens in the comment. Peace and love, says hope all is well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get back to it. This week has been a humdinger, to say the least, bro. To say the very least. We've got to deal with, I'm going to start here with your homegirl, the fake ratchet, Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is refusing to apologize for the Governor Hot Wheels comment. If you don't know, she called the governor of Texas, Rick Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, Governor Hot Wheels. Okay. She's refusing to apologize. She did an interview with Fox Business before growing frustrated and ending the conversation. She also attacked a journalist this week. I don't know if y'all saw that, but if that was a Republican, a Republican would be in a world of trouble.
Hold up. I don't know if that was an attack or a swipe. I don't know.
That was an attack, bro.
Okay, all right. I tried.
That was an attack.
Yeah, that was pretty insulting. I mean, Hot Wheels. I mean, woo. That's yeah, that was pretty tough. I mean,
Yo, Rock, thoughts on Hot Wheels, bro? Thoughts on Hot Wheels before we jump to the next thing.
So I think that was very degrading. It wasn't even funny, right? I mean, unless he had like a turbo system hooked up to the wheelchair that like he pushed it and flames shot out the back, then it might have been fun. It wasn't even funny. Like it's just and you know that's a stand-up guy right there. Like I don't know if she knows what Abbott has done for the state of Texas or how effective of a governor he is. You know, I mean, listen, we have a sense of humor. We could laugh at things. Had it been funny, right, or done at the right time, like, oh, if you're at a roast and you say that, that might play out different. But you weren't at a roast. You were in a professional environment, and it was very disrespectful, not done well. And listen, she's the B Rabbit of Congress. I mean, not the B Rabbit. What's the guy in 8 Mile? Like, I know a few things that I know Clarence, and Clarence has two parents, and Clarence went to the best height. She's that guy from 8 Mile. That's my opinion on that.
yeah.
Fake
And I mean, I totally agree. It's, you know, as I think about the amount of responsibility a congresswoman has and the work that they are being held accountable for, her constituents, right, have requests that come from her, that comes through her to the governor, right? So if I'm a constituent and I need something that's related to the state of Texas, and you're my congresswoman, the problem now is that now I got to figure out a way to navigate around a relationship that has been broken, or I don't even know if they had one, but it's not helping the constituents. So the people you serve now have to figure out a way to navigate that situation. So you have to be understanding. It's like me being a father. whatever I do in the public is going to affect my daughter, my son, because they're like, oh, that's Dennis English's kids. Did you know Dennis English did that? And now my kids have to figure out, well, I was trying to do this and I was trying to do that. Well, the challenge for my kids now. And so the constituency have to realize the accountability of a congresswoman, you're held to a higher standard because you're responsible for so many people. And Ali, you could speak to this. I mean, the capacity that you have and responsibility is a big deal, bro. You can't just be walking around doing what you want, saying what you want. I mean, come on, bro.
Unless you're a Democrat, apparently.
Well, that's what I was about to say. You know, rules for thee and not for we. If you're on the Democrat side, that's how that works out. So here's what I have a prediction. I predict that there will be a challenger to Jasmine Crockett, and she will not go back to Congress. I have a feeling the people of her district, because I'm seeing a lot of people on social media, are not happy with the ratchet congresswoman. They're not happy with it. And I saw a sister put up a video a couple of days ago talking about how, especially in the Black community, like in other communities, like every community has their ratchets, but they distance themselves from that. They push those. You don't see that the Asian ratchets as part of the Asian community proper, right? With us, we pull them in for some reason. They're part and parcel of the community. And I think this is backfiring. So we're going to keep our eye on this, and the midterms are coming up real soon. So I think we're going to see Jasmine Crockett with a challenger if there's not one already. But we're going to keep our eyes on this Hot Wheels story. You got anything else on this, Rafa? We jump to commercial break and cover the next thing.
I'm good. Let's roll.
All right, we're gonna take a very, very quick commercial break. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're gonna come right back on the Urban Conservatives Weekly Wrap Up. Don't move. The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're back on the Urban Conservatives Weekly Wrap Up. You know, I have this thing, Dennis, right? I have this. Here's what I think, right? I think that growing up, I don't remember the automated carts in the supermarket. You know how now they have a buggy that you could drive around in the supermarket? You know what I'm talking about? Growing up, I don't remember that being a thing. Like, I don't. Do you remember that growing up, Dennis? Like,
No.
Did they have that? Okay.
No.
Part of the
But
reason they didn't have
warn
that.
me. You got to warn me these stories, man, because I was about to, when I saw that, I was about to burst out. But it's cool. I got to get used to that. All right. Wow.
So here's my thing.
Bro,
Yeah.
I remember the carts as a kid, but they were really only for old people, right? They were for the elderly, and it was like 2 of them. Now it's like a whole parking lot full. They have a whole Tesla charging station inside of the Walmart, and it's not even elderly people. It's people who are his size and bigger. And I listen. You know, I'm inclusive. I understand, right? Some people got thyroid issues, right? I understand, but I don't recall seeing this many people in them. I'll just say that.
Wow. All right, so tell me more about this story here. This looks interesting.
So Texarkana man charged with felony criminal mischief after ramming his scooter into the side of a Tesla outside of a Chinese buffet.
Not a buffet, you say. The video is on our page, Ali. If you scroll down a couple of ticks, the video of him crashing into the Tesla is there.
I'm pulling it up right now because I am.
Oh, you got it on video?
sir.
bro.
It's right on
It
our
is.
Facebook page.
It's pulling it up as we speak. It is by far one of the most interesting. And here's why, because you can tell in his face as he's ramming it that he wishes it would go faster, but it can't. Hold on, I'm finding it. I should have pulled this up beforehand.
There's just a
But
couple of scrolls down.
I got it right here. Here we go.
Blow it up. blow it. Blow. You got. There you go. That's
Look
not
at
a
this.
grocery store cart?
No, that's his scooter.
But okay, we were talking about.
I say that because he's the kind of guy that would use the grocery store cart. Clearly,
Yeah, but that's his vehicle. That's his own personal vehicle, bro. Okay.
that looks like I don't have a driver's license. That's what that looks like to me. That's what that looks like, is I don't have no driver's license. But where are we?
How many times has he done it? Is that like,
Once? It's just once. It's just on repeat.
okay.
But here's the fact of the matter. The guy has been charged with felony criminal mischief, right? He's gonna go to jail. He's gonna do some time. You have to do time. And look, you got the orange jumpsuit on.
All right,
That's the
look.
best we get.
Hold up. My question to you, brother. Hey man, why you locked up?
Hey man, I seen this Tesla in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? And I don't do Elon, I don't do Trump, so you know what I'm saying? I smashed the Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that good? Is that good paper? Is that technically good papers in jail?
Nah, I don't know, but one thing that I do think, and this is we talked about this last week, but I think these are paid agitators. Who's paying his legal bills? That's what we need to stay tuned and watch, because this type of vitriol, this type of actions that people are making, all of these people that are keying Teslas and destroying them and lighting them on fire, nobody does that unless you're told, "Don't worry about it, I got you." Like, yo, don't worry about it. Don't worry
That's a
about this.
great point. I mean, you raise a great point, because first and foremost, I'm not doing no jail time for no Tesla. I mean, bro.
No.
I mean, it's just not gonna happen. I mean, so perhaps you got a point there, Raheem. I mean, I can't imagine somebody waking up saying, you know what, there's a possibility I may do 1 to 5 years today, but I'm gonna still go out and and Elon Musk is way far removed from wherever these Teslas are. So it ain't even like he even like has the ability to like go and zone in on exactly who this person is. Make your argument in a different way, right? So I just don't get it. And so I don't know. Like you said, it may be more strategic and more conspiracy.
So to that point, I want y'all to take a look at this guy right here. That is Rafael Hernandez. With protests against Tesla and the CEO erupting across the country, reports of vandals damaging cars, the EV brand is taking a beating. One North Texas Tesla owner is fighting back. He's filed a civil lawsuit against the man accused of keying his Model X earlier in March while it was parked at DFW Airport. Citing the damage to his car, lost wages, and emotional duress, he's suing him for $1 million. The accused, Rafael Hernandez, was arrested by the Dallas-Fort Worth police over the weekend. He's been charged with criminal mischief and is expected to make his first court appearance on April 8th. Majid Nachawati, who is the managing partner of the Nachawati Legal Group in Dallas, said it is a fine line between civility and anarchy. The problem that we have here, and I think my brother's right, is somebody's paying these people to do it. They're not doing it on their own. When you have Tim Sugar Walls, right? Tampon Timmy out there, and AOC and Jimmy Kimmel and all of these people in literally inciting this type of violence, the fact of the matter is, and I said this to somebody yesterday, conservatives disagree with having a transgender on the Bud Light bottle, so we didn't buy the Bud Light. How many Bud Light factories got blown up? We didn't agree. We didn't agree with the NFL having people kneel during the national anthem. How many NFL games got blown up? We don't agree. We didn't agree with Joe Biden and the majority of his policies. How many shots at Joe Biden got took? So the fact of the matter, and then the even more bizarre thing about this is to say most of the people who own Teslas are Democrats because they're the tree hugging crowd.
Well, I gotta jump in, Ali. If you go to my personal Facebook page and you look at the disgusting text that you posted and that I posted, right? There's a gentleman on there who is clearly on the opposite side of the aisle than we are. But me and this gentleman were able to talk in our inbox like gentlemen. Hey, I think this, I think that. Well, we don't agree, but we agree on these things. And we stayed Facebook friends. There was no cursing, there was no disrespect, none of the above, right? So there seems to be there you go. Look, and that's his post. Read that out for the folks that are just listening.
All right. So Seth M. Griffin said, when we first met, we disagreed, Raheem. We did so respectfully, engaged in civil conversation, and gained further understanding for one another's feelings and perspective. Admittedly, we had a lot of similar political views.
And what did I say up at the top? I said, this is how men should conduct themselves. This is a civil discourse, and this is how gentlemen should address each other. Hey, I don't like the Buffalo Bills. Why you don't like the Buffalo? Because I don't like the quarterback. All right, well, let's finish this beer and go ahead. You know what I mean? Like that should be the extent of it. But I had to say that because not everybody on the other side of the aisle is on that time of burning things down, of doing this. This is why I think, and again, it could be a conspiracy. I'll accept that this is paid agitation. When you have people like Chuck Schumer saying, if you don't do this, you're going to feel the wrath and all of that type of stuff. What wrath, sir?
Fair point. Fair point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple of more things we're going to cover. Dennis got a couple of things for us.
Yep.
We're going to take one last commercial break. We're going to come right back after that. A few more things to go here on the weekly wrap up. Make sure you give us a share. Jump in the comment section and let us know what you think about what we've covered so far. We'll be right back here on the Urban Conservative. Don't go nowhere. This season of The Urban Conservative is brought to you by Homium, helping to build generational wealth for historically disadvantaged groups, low-income households, and first-time homebuyers. Homium is helping to bridge the affordability gap for home ownership in your community. Visit homium.io to find out more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to give a big shout out to Marcus Martin, Tommy Mercian, and the whole team over at Homium. Dennis, man, you brought some things to our attention that's back in the news in North Carolina. We're going to start, I think, with the real hot button one, which is this right here. The bathroom bill has reared its head again, as Bill Cosby would say, again.
It's a tough one.
What's going on, man?
It's a tough one. I mean, it's I would say resurrected itself, right? And so this is close to me because, I obviously served in the McCrory administration and was looking forward to continuing to do a lot of great work, making some huge impact. And when situations like this arise where you have absolutely no control over it and it starts on Jones Street and it just start brewing and you look up and we're losing all kinds of tournaments and business because of our governor signs this bill. For me, I look at it like this. It's common sense. And now we're not getting a whole lot of controversy. And that's what also upsets me, right? When it first came out, because it was a hot bill, and the folks who really wanted, transgender to go into the female bathroom, male bathroom, it was a big deal. And we were threatened we would lose we would lose our election if we sign this bill. So now that it's in play again, the focus is on female safety. And it has to go deeper into the actual issues of female safety, locker rooms. When you open up a door or when you crack a door, then you're talking about it opening wider, right? So we cracked the door, and then it opened wider, and realizing that this General Assembly is extremely focused on conservative issues that matter. And so what I'm looking at now is having a daughter. It drives home personally to me when you look at things like this. When my family, they're traveling, right? So these bills can be controversial and they could turn into economic development issues. But when you really look at the common sense of it and you start saying, okay, I got a wife and a daughter, and I'm actually traveling on business. They're traveling. I'm not with them. They're at a rest stop. And a guy just wants to go in the female bathroom because it's law that they can go in there. And so what I think about is the fact that now you're talking about legislation that's going to really put this thing to bed and say, look, enough is enough. We need to go ahead and make a bathroom for a female and a bathroom for a male. And now what's interesting in this bill as well is what I saw was that you can file a lawsuit against an establishment who do not want to follow that particular direction when it comes to a bathroom being what the gender is for. So now you got the economics going the other way, right? Personally, man, this stuff drives home when you start living it and seeing it. Since I've been out of state government, I was in a bathroom, I was in an establishment, and what happens is the females, because they know they can go into any bathroom, they will go into the male bathroom because the establishment allows it. So if you don't lock the door, and we're not used to locking doors as men. I mean,
fair.
I mean, how many bathrooms have you went in and you said, all right, man, I got to lock this door because a female could come in after me? Well,
I didn't lock it because a female came after me. I locked it because there was a Confederate flag hanging out the front of the gas station that I stopped at. And I was like, hey, we gonna lock this. So not for that reason, but I've locked the door too.
Well,
Ali, I gotta throw this out there because I don't agree with transgender men or whatever sharing a bathroom with women or in women's sports. But I think we have to convey to these people that we're not against transgenders. We're against you not using the like there's policy things that we're not against. We live in the freest country in the world. You're free to chop your sausage off and put on a wig and walk around and do whatever it is you want to do. Have at that. But I don't need you and your testosterone-driven self in the woman's bathroom with my wife or my daughter. And I think we need to make that distinction because they painted on the other side like, oh, you're just against transgenders. No, we don't care that you're transgender. We genuinely don't care that you're transgender. We care that you want us to pay for it and you want to hold businesses liable and create more cost for people because you believe that you're still a biological male. We're not playing the gender game anyway, but we respect your liberty to believe it. You can believe whatever you want, but we don't want to pay for it, and we don't want you in the bathroom with our daughters and our wives and our aunts and our grandmothers. We don't want that.
So here's my thing, right? a lot of people are going to say a lot of things about this bill in North Carolina, but very few people are going to do what we've done right here, which is open the daggone thing. Right? Like, you can open it. You could read it. It's right there for you to read. Now, when you have to do this by law, it's really weird. So check this out. This is some things I wanted to point out in this, Dennis. One, except as otherwise specifically provided, the following definitions apply. We had to define biological sex. We've got to define boy, a human male who is a minor, father, a parent who's like really. Female, an individual who has had, will have, or would have, but for a developmental or genetic anomaly or historical accident, the reproductive system that at some point produces, transport, and utilities eggs for fertilization. Do you see what we got to go through now?
That
just had some.
I feel sorry for the actual policy analyst that had to write that.
Yo, you know how hard it was for them to write that? A human female is a girl. A human female is a minor. A male, an individual who has had, will have, or would have, but for a developmental or genetic anomaly or historical accident, the reproductive system that at some point produces, transport, or utilities sperm for fertilization. A man, a human male that has reached the age of majority. Mother, a parent who is of the Do you see what we have to go through? The purpose of this bill, is to, and like Dennis said, is to provide for the safety of women. Period. Period.
I do have to read, because they reached out to the Governor McCrory, on this because he lost his election. One of the election, one reason, right? But his quote was, "I don't anticipate the corporate community or the sports and entertainment community or the Democratic Party to aggressively push back against this effort because the American public better understands the impact this issue has on locker rooms, women's sports, and prisons, unlike 8 years ago." McCrory.
He's right. I think he's right. I think that is a well-reasoned statement on the issue from former Governor Pat McCrory. And I think he's right. But I also think that the impact of the 2024 election and the mass communication from the Trump campaign about Kamala Harris wanting to spend tax dollars on gender transition surgery for illegal alien prisoners, the they them commercial, I think that had a massive impact on the psyche of the American public around this whole issue. And like my brother said, I don't think even on the Republican side of the aisle, people don't care. My dude, if you want to dress in drag and do the hula, have at it, right? Have at it. But what you're not going to do is make me have to concede or make me have to exist in that world. And we've said this on this platform, Dennis. I will call you whatever you want me to call you. You want me to call you Shirley? I'm going to call you Shirley. I'm going to laugh every time I do it. Keep it in mind. I'm going to chuckle every time I do it. But I'm going to do it because that's the way I was raised. You respect people until they give you a reason not to. But the fact of the matter is, I think North Carolina's going in the right direction on this. I think Governor McCrory's right. There's one more thing we wanted to talk about this week that Dennis had that was a very, very hot button issue, and that is this right here.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
No cell phones in school.
Yeah. That
I'm
is
on board.
It's about to go down, as we know. And I listened to the gentleman who was on the podcast Monday night, and he's running for school board, and he spoke about the issue these cell phones are having with our young people, and really they're shaping the bill around how kids are now being videoed, and it's going up in social media, and they're using this stuff for bullying. So it's just not sitting in the classroom texting your friend. this stuff is becoming extremely dangerous because of social media. Okay. So everything is live now. I mean,
Mm.
you have to be very careful, and we have to protect our children against these particular issues. And I'm, again, when I wake up in the morning and I just look at some of these common sense laws that are coming through, it's like, why this should be, it's just so common sense, right? I mean, kids should not be using cell phones in schools. So hats off to the General Assembly for another good common sense policy. We got to do what we got to do.
I agree. So listen, here's the other thing though, right? I get the idea of having a cell phone for a kid, but if your child is in first, second, third, fourth grade, why do they have a cell phone, bro? Like out of middle school, I get it. Like, you're doing more extracurricular activities, you might need to I get that, but I'm totally on board with it. And I think we need to convey to parents how damaging some of these, well, a lot of the social media is for the minds of young people whose brains aren't fully developed. You're giving them so much visual cortex and brain cortex stimulation. It's too much. So I think
It is.
the North Carolina General Assembly is right on. Rye, you want to chime on this?
Well,
Rye's gone.
Well, before he does too, I think about, again, having a young child, man, it really opens your mind up now that I have, a child in school. I think about, what if, now my child is not going to have a cell phone, but what if her friend has her cell phone and shows my daughter something inappropriate on her cell phone? Then the damage that could cause my daughter in school, right? So we have to understand, man, this is why policy is important, because it crosses the lines. It helps us understand across the board how we have to make sure that it's not just me as an individual, but we're setting the tone for everybody. You know what I mean? And so that other child who my daughter is a friend with could have some kind of pornography or whatever the case may be. And now my kid's exposed to that. And now the damage I got to now repair and do all these things for another irresponsible parent. So thank goodness for these laws, man.
Yeah, I think they definitely did a good one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it all here. Let us know what you think. Get in the comment section. What's been the craziest story of the week? We're going to make sure we reach out to get that brother a cup of coffee for his comment on the AOC post. And look out, we're going to have a new post, and you can win a cup of coffee from the Urban Conservative, from TUC Twins. We're going to be live and direct right back here Monday night for the Urban Conservative podcast. Make sure you're with us each and every Monday night, and then Friday nights for the weekly wrap up. We got a lot going on. Again, make sure if you live in Suffolk County Legislative District 2, go to soto4suffolk.com to support my twin brother and his run for Suffolk County Legislative District 2. We're going to have Dennis back with us next Friday for the weekly wrap up. For my twin brother, Raheem Soto, I'm Abdul Ali. That's my man, Dennis. We'll see y'all next week on the Urban Conservative Podcast. Y'all, peace and love, everybody.
Good night.
The Urban Conservative is sponsored in part by Gyra Family Farms, providing your family with fresh meat, eggs, poultry, produce, and so much more. Visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to find out about their summer farm camp program, events and classes, and their exclusive Farm Share membership, which will give you 15% off all your purchases. Again, visit gyrafamilyfarm.net to